Hello race fans, and welcome again to the GT300 League at vrroom.org. This is the very final league race on GT5 at vrroom, and it's the reverse grid race at the Nürburgring. And on pole position we have a race 42 in his Celica, and next to him is Scalebreaker, who has already been crowned champion in another Celica. Race 42 very quick on this track, as we discovered in qualifying for the previous race and then in the race. On the second row we got two Subarus. This is Dad Racer Rob and Genobi. Third and fourth. Fifth and sixth we have Slicker in another Celica, followed by the Garaya of Mr. Green. Mr. Green swapping to that Garaya for this race. Never seen him race that before. Then on the next row we've got two RX-7s. This would be Dylan and Malada, both sticking with the RX-7s. And finally on the back, no, not quite the back row, this is Slash and Stuntman. Stuntman swapping to his little MRS for old time's sake. And finally, bringing up the rear is the winner of the previous race, Jordan. So let's hope we don't get too scrappy a reverse grid race, and not too many yellows. And hopefully we can sign off GT5 in style here. So on with the racing, and this is looking at Scalebreaker as they head off the start. Under pressure already from Genobi. Oh no, Dad Racer Rob, beg your pardon, it's Dad Racer Rob into second. But he brakes a little early perhaps, doesn't want to risk running into the cars in front. So race 42 leads from Scalebreaker. Rob third, Slicker fourth, Genobi down to fifth. So good start from Slicker there. In fact, Slicker going to third. Oh, and a collision there. That was Slicker getting sideways and knocking Slash off the track, and Slash down to stone last, along with Genobi, who lost out in that lot as well. So it usually goes all wrong for Genobi in this league, and it has once again, as he goes straight to 11th. Just like to say we're missing Rayman in this one, who didn't fancy taking the start. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the start, and this time we're going to ride on board with Jordan. Now, Jordan and Stuntman are in a battle for second in the championship. In fact, Jordan has just gone ahead of Stunt, and he is now 1 point ahead. So this is Jordan. To the right is Stuntman in that little red and white MRS. So it's pretty much a straight fight between these two as to who finishes ahead and comes second in the title. Also there's a battle on between Malada and Slash for that would be fourth place in the championship. So Jordan really needs at some point to get past Stuntman. He does have the speed, we saw that in the previous race. But you've got to make your way through the traffic without picking up any damage or being knocked off, or knocking anyone else off, I suppose. And look how tight this is. There's cars everywhere. Stunt and Jordan running side by side through a couple of corners here. Oh, Jordan a bit squeezed between Dylan and Stunt there. But, already these guys are up to 6th and 7th from 10th and 11th, and it doesn't look like they're done yet. Breaker and race 42 side by side, and Breaker takes the lead, and those two well clear of the rest. Dad Racer Rob still hanging on to third, and no, Mr. Green just gone third now in his Garaya, and Stunt passing Slicker there, and Jordan side by side with Slicker, and some great race action here. So Stunt been out 5th and Jordan 6th. as they come down to the Vidal chicane. Jordan very late on the brakes, gets that absolutely right. Beautiful line from Jordan. He's got a tiny little overlap here. Will Stunt shut the door? No, he wasn't certain he was ahead, and so they're side by side through the corner, and it's Jordan up to 5th now. But I think Stunt's still there, and Stunt will be picking up that slipstream from Rob Subaru. So Jordan back down a place to pile into turn 1 on lap 2. And Stunt has got alongside Rob there. Oh, and Rob knocks him. Well, it looked like he tried to knock him off the track. I don't think Rob realised that Stunt was there, and gave him the old hip and shoulders, and that's given a great opportunity to Jordan, who's now up to 4th and Stunt down to 6th. So Jordan really now just needs to unlock his pace, and 2nd place in the championship should be his. He's catching Mr. Green now. If we look behind him, we can see Stunt and Rob side by side, and Stunt has gone through. This is on board with Slicker, who's trying to go around the outside of Dad Racer, and he's been runs deep and is passed there by Dylan, and now he's got Slash behind him. Slash has come up to 9th place from Stone Locks. Oh, and Slash squeezed off the road there and goes back to last again, and Genobi is attacking Malada. As you can see behind us through Kumo, they're coming up to Bit Curve, which is possibly the most critical corner on the track, and Malada hangs on to that. So we'll have a quick look at the leaders. This is Breaker, and he is just breaking away already from race 42, and looks like he's getting clear of the slipstream. Meanwhile, Jordan has passed Mr. Green, and he's got a couple of seconds, possibly more, on Stuntman. Mr. Green is running 4th still. Is he going to make a move at repassing Jordan? He's having a look. Here he comes, but wasn't fully alongside. Decided to back out of it. Stunt is 5th. This is the battle for 6th between Dylan and Rob. So Rob dropping down the order a bit, but still racing well. Here he is in 7th, then 8th place. Oh, that's Slash is back up to 8th, running off the track a little bit, but he's ahead of Slicker and Genobi, and the ladder right at the back. So this is going to be good news for Slash in the championship if he can keep a few cars between himself and Malada. Then Slash should pinch 4th. So let's have a look and see how Jordan and Mr. Green are getting on, and Jordan is catching race 42. That's a bit of a surprise. Race 42 a bit off the pace in this one. He hasn't got any damage. Here he is, but he's now got Jordan homing in, and that's something you don't like to see in your mirrors. Look how close Jordan gets there through Kumo, using every inch of the road, but keeping 2 wheels on the track. And race 42 is going to be very vulnerable into the Vidal chicane. Here comes Jordan, and that's going to be a pass before they even get to the chicane, I think. And down into the chicane, yeah, job done. Meanwhile, this is Slash, who's up to 8th, and Slicker behind him, followed by Genobi and Malada, and good little dice going on there. Slicker running with a bit of damage. That was from the opening lap collision, I think, with Slash. So Slash doesn't have damage. Maybe it was a different one. It's not Genobi, it's Malada, so they must be coming together at some point between Malada and Slicker. So bad news for those two. Who should we have a look at? What's Dylan up to? Here's Dylan with Stuntman side by side. So, whoa, little bit of a nudge there, and they're still side by side. And Dylan looking for the cutback, but that leaves him on the outside for the next corner. Is he going to try? He's trying it. Oh, great racing between these two, and they're still side by side. And that's what we love to see. Lots of really close action. And Stuntman using the straight line speed of that MRS to... oh no, but Dylan later on the brakes. Oh, and he runs stunt... Oh, really runs stunt off the road a bit there, but gives the place back again. But that's cost them both a fair amount of time, so... well, there was some really good racing. Oh, and Dylan just touching the gravel, slows himself down slightly. That Schumacher S is flat, but in these cars. But if you've got a slipstream and it's robbing you of downforce as well, that can really hold you back. Meanwhile, here's Mr. Green attacking race 42 for third place through Hatzenbeck and down to the Vidal chicane, and Mr. Green going for the outside, race 42, braking very, very late. And, oh, collision there, and damage on both those cars, but they continue. Meanwhile, oh dear, there's cars everywhere here. Oh, what a mess. What an absolute mess. Let's rewind that to see if we can work out what happened. So, we're riding on board with Slash. We're catching Dad Racer Rob ahead. Good slipstream, good overspeed. Oh, and just runs into Rob and causes a chain reaction, and everyone going off there. Let's have a look and see what happened from, let's look at it from Ginobbi's point of view at the back. So Malada ahead of us. At this point Ginobbi has managed to race himself all the way back to 11th place. And you can see the cars off ahead, and oh, there's just nowhere to go for Ginobbi, and he slams straight into the back of Malada and causes huge damage. So a yellow flag has been called for that, no question that one was needed. Several cars involved that were innocent. Oh, and Dad Racer Rob disappeared. I don't think that was a temper tantrum. I think that was a disconnection. Hello. I can see something strange going on. It was Slicker was doing something odd there. Looked like he was doing donuts or something. Anyway, the cars in the pits are Malada, Slash, Slicker and Ginobbi. Where's Ginobbi? There he is. Oh, and Ginobbi's come out in 7th, so that worked really well for Ginobbi, actually, getting 4 places through being involved in someone else's accident. Right, we will fast forward. So we are now on the back straight through the Hatzenbeck kink. Oh, Ginobbi's given a couple of places back, so he's down to 9th. So they've obviously decided to sort themselves into some kind of order. We'll go on board scale breaker with the old rear camera, if you can find it. And he's gone already, and caught Jordan slightly napping, I think. So it's Jordan from breaker from race 42, Mr. Green 4th, Dylan 5th, Slash 6th, Malada 7th, Ginobbi 8th, Stuntman 9th. What's happened to Stuntman? He's dropped right back, so if we rewind this, in fact what we'll do is we'll go on board the car behind him. Oops, I've gone past it. Here we are, right, so this is on board Dylan in 6th place, stunt ahead. Field's all bunching up, getting ready for the restart. There they go. And Stunt just loses the rear end on the curb there, and here he is losing places hand over fist, so he goes straight from 5th to 9th, 4 places lost with a small mistake. And Stuntman be feeling very frustrated there, but you've got to bear in mind on a restart that your tyres may be cold, and Stunt going for an overtake on Shinobi into turn 1. Nice clean pass that one. Meanwhile, this is Dylan, one of the stars of the previous race, and he's pressuring Mr. Green now. And Mr. Green having to defend. He swapped from a Subaru to Garaya, and he'll find he doesn't gain any more straight line speed doing that. And Mr. Green running wide. And he hits Dylan, and there's damage on both cars. And I don't think that was Dylan's fault. I don't see what he could have done there. Mr. Green just touched the gravel, and that snatched his car and spun him across the track. And Mr. Green running wide. So we're on board with Slash now. He's the next one in the queue to pass Mr. Green. And behind Slash we have Malada and Stuntman. Slash looking for a place to pass. And Slash round the outside of Mr. Green. Nicely done, sir. Meanwhile, this is on board Mr. Green. He's also been passed by Malada, and here comes Stuntman on the inside. But Mr. Green hangs on round the outside. Good respectful driving, but Mr. Green down from a really good position. So your race leaders are these two. Go to the outside shot. It's Scale Breaker from Jordan. Breaker defending. These two already pulled well clear of race 42 in 3rd place. Jordan go for the outside pass at turn 1, and bit of contact. Breaker leaves room at turn 2, and good racing from these two. Breaker holds on to that lead. This is race 42 in 3rd place, and he's starting to ease away from the battle for 4th. This is the battle for 4th. Dylan leading from Slash, Malada and Stuntman, and Dylan doing a good job to be ahead of those three. Running with damage, of course, but that wasn't his fault. It was Jordan's. Meanwhile, this is the battle for 8th place. Shinobi leading Slicker, and the rather unlucky Mr. Green, who's dropped right down. I wonder if we can work out what happened to him if we go back a little bit. So Mr. Green down in 10th and last there. Big damage on that car. So here he is, he's in 7th. This is where he runs around the outside of Stunt into the chicane. So it looks like whatever happened, it probably happened maybe at turn 1. So we'll go on board with these. Of course, he's up in the background. That was Slicker raising the dust as he got kicked up the gravel. So Slicker drops to last at this point. This Stunt passing Mr. Green. Mr. Green gets into the back of Malada. Then he's running side by side with Stuntman, but he's got a lot of damage on that car, and probably going to need to pull that in the pits because that would be pretty horrid to drive. So Mr. Green will be hoping for another yellow flag. Let's see what happened to Malada's car. He picks up some rear damage with that, so more damage for Malada. And Malada sideways, and he spins into Stuntman, and Malada a bit lucky there because he didn't pick up any more damage anyway. Stunt did get some damage out of that, but gained a place. So Stunt up to 5th. Meanwhile, we're right on board with Slash because Slash is all over Dylan now. This is a battle for 4th place. Slash, famous for being the gearbox guru of VR Room. And nicely placed in the slipstream here. The longer you can stay in the slipstream, the bigger the overspeed you get, but he runs into the back of Dylan and decides against making a pass. He's already caused one yellow flag down here. Meanwhile, we've got a battle on for the lead, and we're already at the end of lap 7, and it's the two leaders side by side, so 2 laps to go, and Jordan and Breaker absolutely neck and neck in this one. And it's Jordan just hanging on to that. But Breaker thinks better of it. Meanwhile, 3rd place, race 42, still in a lonely 3rd, but here's Dylan and Slash on the inside into turn 2. And it's an awful long way around the outside there for Dylan, and he has to slot into 4th place. Then, 5th place. Then we've got Stunt 6th, Malada 7th. This is the battle behind Genobi and Slicker, 8th and 9th. And Mr. Green is just coming out the pits after putting 3 new wheels on that car. Right. Well, actually 4 wheels and tyres, and three suspension corners. Meanwhile, this is still a battle for the lead, and it's side by side again. Coming up to the Schumacher S, this is a fearsome place to go side by side. They've got to give each other a lot of room here, and they do. Wow, what fantastic driving. The racing is so much better when you give each other room, don't force each other off the track. Means you can battle for much longer. And it's Breaker, but Jordan has got a slipstream, and he's also got the inside now for Hatzenbeck. And it's Jordan hitting the front. Still side by side. Oh, and Breaker almost fired off the track there, but just kept 2 wheels on the curb. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd place has hotted up as well, because Slash and Dylan have caught up with race 42. And this is good news for Slash. 4th place, I think, might just give him 4th place in the championship, so long as Malada stays where he is. So we're now on the last lap, and it's still race 42 3rd. So this is the battle for the lead, though. They're side by side through the Mercedes arena, and it's Jordan in front again. But Scalebreaker has got a bit more speed here, and on the inside, a bit of rubbing. Don't push each other off the track though, still side by side, battling for the lead. And still side by side. We have a quick look at 3rd place, that's quite a battle as well. But this is the one we want to see, and Jordan on the inside through the hairpin, and Jordan comes out the hairpin, but ahead. But Breaker is on the outside through the Schumacher S. Are they going to run side by side through here again? Not quite. So it's Jordan as they come up to Kumo. Jordan defends. Meanwhile, this is Slash trying to put a move on race 42. He's through. So Slash up to 3rd, but race 42 is attacking back again. Meanwhile, this is your leaders, and here comes Scalebreaker using the slipstream on the shorter line through Hatzenbeck, but there's side by side into the chicane. It's Jordan from Breaker, but Breaker's cutting back. Meanwhile, this is the battle for 3rd, Slash and race 42 with Dylan in close attendance. And race 42 going for that 3rd place at the final corner. Meanwhile, this is the run to the flag, and it's Scalebreaker who takes the win by a car length from Jordan. Slash just gets that third place on the line, holds off Race 42's attack. Dylan gets 5th, Stunt 6th, Malada 7th, just ahead of Genobi, Slicker in 9th, and Mr. Green in 10th. Well, that was quite an end to that race, and a fitting end to the season, as we're just waiting for Mr. Green to come across the finishing line. We'll have a quick look at the timing screen, and just one driver in the 203s this time, which is Scalebreaker, Jordan 2040, and the other drivers in the 204s were Dylan and Slash. Right, well, that was some finale to GT5 league racing here at vrroom.org. Don't delete me off your subscriptions, because we will be coming back with GT6, and hopefully we'll have some exciting new leagues with new tracks and new cars. So can't wait for that personally, and hopefully I might even bring you one or two individual races over the next couple of weeks as well. I've been VR Stuntman. Thanks ever so much for watching this league, and check out our website www.vrroom.org.